Okay. I started out, since Caesar put erat at the beginning of the sentence. Your subject is like Tesgestius having been born was among the don't write this down. Was among the Carnutes of the highest location, or of the highest station in life. Okay, but because he put Herat first, I would start out with there was among the Carnutes. Tesgestius. Okay, and then this is a PPP, born in the highest place. Like in the highest, like as in noble. Okay, then you got this relative clause here that describes Tesgestius, whose ancestors had held the kingdom in their own state. Okay, so then we got to this man, meaning Tesgestius. Caesar. Then you got to go all the way down here to your verb. Caesar had restored what? This one up here?
No, it's next to
I think it would be genitive. Yep. Maiorum. So had restored the place of the ancestors. Yep. Good catch. Okay. On behalf of his courage. Remember we talked about Virtus? We talked about Virtus. Like we would say virtue. Okay, but the Romans would say courage or manliness. Okay? So his or really Romanness. Okay, so to this man, Caesar had restored the rank or the place of his ancestors. On behalf of his virtue and his benevolence. Okay, then we got, I think this "in goes like this. Okay, so I think your first clause goes from pro to benevolentia. Okay, and then you got "in inside of that prepositional phrase.
What if
It's not. Because this reflects back to Caesar, right? And the benevolence reflects back to Tasgestius. Does that make sense?
Not really. It's good enough.
Well, hold on. Here's how I knew that, because these both virtute and benevolentia are qualities. Okay? So he did it because of his own, because of Tasgestius' own virtue and benevolence to him, towards Caesar. So Caesar gave him back his power because he was kind to Caesar. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. Because the next part tells us that. Because in all the wars, well, your book says there had been a need for his singular service. I said Caesar had used his singular assistance. Okay, so this his is talking about Tasgestius. Okay, so we got accusative duration of time. Okay. Okay, so we got now. For, like FOR, the third year ruling like during his third year of rule. I guess you say during his third year ruling, if you want to say that. His enemies killed him. With many openly being the authors from his own state. In other words, kind of like Caesar was stabbed, Tasgestius got stabbed by his own people. Okay, then we got this matter is brought to Caesar. Da-da-da-da.